If I look kind of sleepy this morning, it only is because I am. 5:15 to start your boat. 5:15 a.m. That's a bit early. Yep. Was that an early morning, my dear?
Yes, that was an early morning.
Why was it an early morning? Why were we awoken abruptly at 5:15 a.m.?
A boat.
A big boat.
Yeah, a looper.
A looper. Nice couple. We talked when we met them at another lock a few days back, and then they were with us overnight last night at Hastings. Great couple. We talked about. We gave them hints and tips, what they could see along the way, moving forward, going through the system and into Georgian Bay. Really nice people, but their boat is a big, I don't know what kind of boat it is. I'm not going to say. Actually, I do, but I'm not going to say. And it's an older boat, diesel with open exhaust in it, and it's so loud and noisy. Last time they fired up at when we met them a few days back. They left just ahead of us then as well, and it was loud, and I thought, oh my God, I could never drive with a boat that noisy all the time.
We went behind them.
Yeah, even at idle speed, like just sitting there, it's like, wow. And it's the kind of exhaust that, if you remember the old Chris Crafts back in the 60s, where the muffler would fill up and it would belch out, so it would go, blah, blah. This had a similar system in it. So 5:15, Anchor Girl actually got up, looked at the time.
I looked at my phone, the time, and it said 5:22. After I'd been awake for a bit, and I put my phone down and I thought, no, I must be wrong. It's not 5:22. Sure enough, it was 5:22.
There's no way somebody's going to be up that freaking early to go boating. But they did. So, okay, that's fine. So they're idling. So you lie there and you think in your head, well, they're undoing the midship and the spring line and the stern line.
It was
then the bow
good
line.
Half hour.
Yeah, it felt like a half an hour. I didn't check the clock, but it was going on forever and ever. So after 15 minutes of the boat running, that's fine. But like again, you think, okay, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave. They're gonna leave. That's fine. Not gonna get up. And then a pretty dog started barking.
Their dog.
Was it their dog?
Their dog.
Oh, okay, their little dog. So I'm thinking then at that point, if you have a dog, you're in a public place, and the thing is barking.
At 5:30 in the morning.
At 5:30, shut the dog up. Put it in the boat. Throw it in your car. Muzzle it. Anything. The dog kept barking and barking and barking. And that was the worst part. My God. And then slowly, the dog stopped, and then the sound of that boat faded in the distance. So you're lying there, again, I'm lying there thinking, okay, is the boat leaving? Is it leaving? Because you figure that somebody just put it in gear and take off. But anyways, was not the case. Now, I understand why they wanted to leave early. They said they were going to leave early last night, told us that, but they didn't say we're going to do that early. Because they want to get ahead of the loopers. There's so many looper boats on the system. Well, I know that
Have a slip there.
they're going to get a slip. So again, they're not really going to get ahead of anybody because they get a slip booked at another marina. But
Got one walk to do.
yeah, so whatever. I guess they woke up early and decided.
You wanted to be there for first walk.
Yeah, everybody else should be up early. Whatever. That's boating. So it was a very early morning. Of course, you can't go back to sleep. I think it fell back to sleep once or twice for 2 minutes. Then you're just restless, so we got up at 7:30, basically, just before 7:30. By the time we finally rolled out of bed. Breakfast, shore power, disconnect, fire up the boat, and leave. So we are on the water now for about a half an hour, and we are heading back to Peterborough. Not to stay, but to gas up at the gas stop. Our last fuel was down at Trenton. So that was a few days ago, and I don't know how many miles we put on since then. Probably about 60, 70, I'm guessing. We still got lots of fuel. We could probably actually drive past Peterborough to Young's Point. But if we get there and we can get on, I'll get fuel. And then we're gonna go a little bit past that. We don't know where. We're gonna just go to one of the locks and spend the night there before moving onward. Because we are hoping to get back through the system and through the Severn River and right to Lock 45, hopefully beyond. Hopefully, no promises, go down to Georgian Bay for a couple of days. In the meantime, it's bloody hot and I'm tired. But we will carry on with things. See you down the road. The very first time we came and visited Hastings, where we're leaving right now from, was in 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And when we were coming back this way, we noticed that there are 1 million fishermen. Well, not 1 million, at least 600,000, 700,000 anyways. Clearly very, very popular fishing area. If you noticed when we were coming down and even going back, there's a lot of little fishing camps, little dock space, and they're full of little boats, fishing boats mostly. And as we have discovered again today, that there are a ton of fishermen out. But you know what really annoys me is that these people fish in the middle of the frickin' Boyd Channel. Last time, like I said, when we were here, we were crossing Rice Lake, not too far from here, in the middle of open lake, and cruising along at a nice high rate of speed. And hold on, I gotta show you this. Really, boys? A little closer to the marker, maybe? Okay, back on with my rant. So we come through here, lots of fishermen, and this would be a nice area to do, travel at some speed, because we've been going through the slow river routes for the last number of days. So I had the boat up on plane, a couple of boats in front of us, little fishing boats in the middle of the frickin' channel. So of course, as a good responsible boater, I backed off on the speed. After all, we're not in Florida. So, back off these guys, and they're on their little tiller motors or their little electric propulsion units, and they just mind-blowing. As I said to Anchor Girl, no, I'm not even going to say it because I know I'm going to. Anyways, I'm not going to say it. So when we got a little bit farther out into the lake where it's open, lots of room to avoid the fishermen that are out there as well. We're going along on plane, and a boat comes from our port side from land. And again, we're probably 2 miles offshore either way. And the boat's coming right towards us. So Anchor Girl says, that boat's coming towards us. He's heading right for us. I said, it's a fisherman. They don't care. They know that they have to leave here and get there and just going to go on a straight route. So hell be damned if we have to run across the course of another boater. But anyways, there was a blue flashing light on, and she says, well, it's the police, and they want us to stop. I said, I'm not doing anything wrong, so I'm just going to maintain my course. Well, they come up, fairly close and indicated they want us to stop or pull over. So we did. I slowed down, put in neutral. They come alongside, said, you know, how's it going, officers? A couple of young kids. Said, good, good. And he points at the dash and he says, just want to know what you're drinking up there. And I said, oh, that's just a can of iced tea, because it was kind of hidden down. I guess he saw me drinking out of a can, thought I was drinking beer or whatever. I said, just iced tea. He goes, okay, yeah, no problem. I said, the beer's in the cooler for when we get to Peterborough. So I said, I got a quick question for you. I said, just correct me if I'm wrong, but it is illegal to anchor in a buoy channel, right? Oh yeah? I said, then why don't you go back towards Hastings and talk to those fishermen that are either anchored or they're just drifting in the middle of the buoy channel and they're fishing. And they looked at each other like, okay, Dano, let's go. And they just peeled on out of there. Anyways, that was humorous. Not so funny though when we have still lots of fishermen inside the channel. Anchor Girl says she doesn't think that she thinks that they don't realize that they are in a buoy channel. Why would they? They just come from shore, they're cottage out to fish. They don't have to have charts or anything, and probably most of them are oblivious to the fact that this is a main small craft route through a major waterway. Oh, they can. That's boating. On the video when we were heading downbound through Rice Lake, but it bears repeating. As big, wide, and open as Rice Lake looks, and generally is, there are two markers in the last third on the eastern, sort of the western side of the lake, which one has to keep an eye out for, because it marks the only safe opening for any boat drawing more than, you know, a foot and a half or 2 feet of water, because there's an old railway cribbing that goes across here, runs from the mainland over to a little island and then back to the mainland on the other side. The railway was originally built in the 1880s, and it was put on cribbing going across, and apparently it was taken out by ice only after the second year. So they abandoned the whole thing, pulled up the tracks, but left most of the cribbing still in the lake, which clearly offers a hazard for boaters. So there is a safe mark, or safe passage marked red, green. Coming through here is probably about 300 feet wide, lots of room, lots of depth. You're passing close to it now. We're about 12 feet of water below the keel, so lots and lots of space. However, the first time, and again, I know I mentioned this before, before, but I like to, safety first type of thing. First time we came across here in 2005, there was a boat right over there who was not watching his charts or didn't have a chart plotter or whatever. It was a big boat, a looper boat, and he was right up on top of it, bow out of the water. Hopefully I'll find a picture, the one picture I took, and share that with you. The Rice Lake railway cribbing, be aware of it, my friends. We just rounded the bend off of Rice Lake and back onto the Kw River as we continue upstream, northwestish. We are facing, actually, right on northwest, 330 degrees. Look at that. As you probably noticed, Rice Lake can build up quite a chop on a little bit of wind. It's not too windy today. I'm going to say probably 15-20 kilometer an hour gust right now. But we're back into the river, so it's going to be quite calm going through here, well protected. But Rice Lake is the second largest lake on the Trans-Severn Waterway, only behind Lake Simcoe. And giving its orientation east-west, and the fact that the prevailing winds are from the northwest, obviously it's just going to shoot that water down that whole lake and making for potentially rough conditions. It's Saturday morning and the rodeo's in town. So it's time for today's How Hot Is It update. Yes, it's still really hot, kids. Not only hot, but it's very humid today and yesterday, the day before. And the thing of it is, it was so hot this morning that running the air conditioning all yesterday and last night got up. There's condensation on a lot of plasticky parts, including the sliding door that goes down into the cabin. It's the top side of it. And right now, it's a decent little breeze, which is comfortable. But what happens, since the Autonomy River is very windy, so there's a lot of times, like the stretch we just went through, we were going with the direction of the wind at its same pace, so we're not feeling any breeze whatsoever. Fortunately, right now we turned the corner and we're getting some nice breeze on us. Luckily, up until this point today, it's been semi-overcast, but as I look towards that sky, it's 50% blue sky, just light little clouds, so hopefully it stays a little bit cloudy today while we're traveling, at least, just so we can be out of the sun. When we got to Hastings 2 days ago, oh man, it's the hottest ever. We were sitting at the back of the boat here, and the sun was coming from there, and we just kept moving around, trying to get out of harm's way with the sun. And right now, just trying to get rid of the little biting flies that are along there. It was hot. It was really freaking hot. Summertime, too hot. Okay, after almost 6 hours, our timing once again was impeccable. We come out of lock, came to this spot. I know I brought you here before, but it is what it is, my friends. We got here, there was 3 spots, so the 3 of us in the lock all came over here. And that's it, we're tied up for the night. Anchor Girl's already been swimming. Man, I didn't even get my swim shorts on and she was already in the water. And so I am going to do that. She's gonna bring me a cold one. And I think I can call it a day because it's been hot and exhausting. So from the bottom side of Ashburnham Lock of the Trent Severn Waterway, once again, hope you enjoyed that run as much as we do, but I'll tell you, it was flippin' hot today. Crazy hot, but love it. We're boating. And Anchor Girl has something to say to you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Where's my Corona?